Ayer fui al médico y vi una película con mi padre. ¿Y usted? ¿Qué hizo ayer? Hola y bienvenidos a su clase de español. Hi, and welcome to your Spanish class. Hoy día vamos a hablar del pretérito. Today we're going to talk about the simple past in Spanish. Now, before we get into it, please remember to subscribe to Sigue aquí, like this video, and leave me a comment below and share this video with the world. And you can find more Spanish videos in the playlist Learn Spanish con Jackie. Es mi nombre, Jackie. Now, what do you know about the pretérito, the simple past in Spanish? Do you know anything? If you do, please let me know below. But let me break it down for y'all a bit. Okay, today we're going to talk about when do we use it, as well as how to conjugate verbs, regular verbs in the preterite, and aka simple past, and as well as a few irregular verbs, just so that you can get started on that. Okay, listo y listo? Vamos. So, el pretérito, or the preterite, as we say it in English, is like the simple past in English. So, simple past is like yesterday I ate. I ate chibujen. It's a Senegalese dish. Or I watched a movie with my dad. I went to the grocery store. I wore a different dress, etc., etc. That's the simple past, right? And that is, in Spanish, the equivalent is el pretérito. Now, when do we use el pretérito? So the preterite, el pretérito, is used to talk about actions that are finished in the past, that are complete. So it's not actions that have started into the past and continue into the present or future. These actions are done, they're complete, they're finished, right? So, like, I ate spaghetti, it's done. I ate it, it's finished. I'm not eating right now. I ate it. I watched a movie that was yesterday, no longer happening today, right? So it's finished. So it's usually things that take place on specific days, right? Or at specific times, or in a particular period. At a particular period is when we used it. So we use el pretérito, number one, when things are finished. Okay? For example, compré un boleto ayer. Repita. Compré un boleto ayer. That's finished. Okay? Done. We did it. Another example. Let's see. Oh, so many things. Jennifer Lopez nació en los Estados Unidos. Let's do it again. Repita. Jennifer Lopez nació en los Estados Unidos. Muy bien. Okay, when else do we use el pretérito en español? When else do we use the simple past, the preterite in Spanish? Well, when you're talking about beginnings and ends. Okay? So when you're using verbs like empezar, which means to begin, or comenzar, which means to begin, or terminar, which means to end or finish, or acabar, which means to end, we're going to use el pretérito. For example, oh, ella empezó a llorar. Repita. Ella empezó a llorar. Otro ejemplo, another example. El episodio terminó con una sorpresa. Repita. El episodio terminó con una sorpresa. Muy bien. All right. Número 3. When do we use el pretérito? We also use it when we talk about past moments, okay, that happened during specific days or dates or times or periods, right? For example, ellos regresaron del trabajo anoche a las 11. Repita. Ellos regresaron del trabajo anoche a las 11. Otro ejemplo. ¿Leíste este periódico el año pasado? Repita. ¿Leíste este periódico el mes pasado? Muy bien. And number 4, last but not least. When do we use the pretérito? El pretérito, the preterite, is when there are things that happen one after the other, like in a sequence in the past. So when things happen in a sequence in the past, we use el pretérito. For example, let's see. Ayer ella se levantó, y I can't even think. Okay, like I'll say it again. Okay. Ayer ella se levantó, comió y salió para la fiesta. Otra vez. Ayer ella se levantó, comió y salió para la fiesta. For example. Another example. Otro ejemplo. Let's give another. Ooh, it's so hard to think of examples. Tú entraste, bebiste una copa de vino y comiste... ¿Comiste qué cosa? Comiste... Like... algo. Y comiste. Bueno, paramos aquí. Oh, otra vez, repita. Tú entraste, bebiste una copa de vino y comiste algo. Ah, perfecto, muy bien. Ok, su turno. Your turn to give me examples from each four categories. Do you remember the four categories? Tell me, what's number one? Number one, finished moments in time, right? Like finished events, completed events, things that started in the past and ended in the past. Bam. Number two, beginnings and ends, right? So when you're using the verbs that literally mean to begin or to finish or to end, like empezar, comenzar, terminar, acabar, you know it's going to be in the preterite. You're going to use it, right? Like empezó a, terminó, acabó, right? And number three, when you're talking about specific moments in time, dates, times, periods, it's always going to be, you're always going to be using el pretérito if it's specific. And last but not least, number four, events in a sequence, events that happen one after the other after the other. So, like, I did this and that and that and this. You're going to use el pretérito. Muy bien! Okay, now let's go into conjugation. Okay, how is the preterite formed in Spanish? Okay, vamos a hablar de cómo conjugar el pretérito en español. Bueno, there are two sets of endings for regular Spanish verbs. Okay, one set is associated with verbs that end in AR in Spanish. And the other set is for verbs that end in ER and IR. So you just have two verb endings, right? Two forms of verb endings that you have to memorize for el pretérito for regular Spanish verbs. So let's start with AR verbs. Okay? So for yo, right, we're just going to add an E. E. For example, let's use the verb comprar. Okay? Yo compré. For tú, we're going to add aste. Okay? Aste is the verb ending. And just reminder for verb endings for regular Spanish verbs, okay? All you need to do is take out the AR, right? And replace it with these verb endings we're going through. So for tú, aste, with comprar is going to be tú compraste. Yes. Él, ella, usted. The verb ending is o. So for comprar, it's going to be él, ella, usted, what? Compró. Exactly. Quick note. Compró sounds awfully like the present tense of comprar with yo. Like I buy. I buy stuff, right? Yo compro cosas. Yeah, it sounds exactly the same. You're totally right. But it's not spelled the same. Beware of accents. In el pretérito, you need an accent on that O. Okay? So, él, ella, usted, what? Compró. Muy bien. Nosotros, nosotras. The ending is the same as in the present. Amos. So that doesn't change at all. Yay! Nosotros, nosotras, compramos. Now, a lot of people are like, Wait, but if it's the same, how do I know if I'm in the past or in the present? Well, there are always going to be some indications that you're in the past or in the present. Context is everything, right? Somebody's going to say, like, yesterday, 5 weeks ago, in 1994, right? There's going to be a context, there's going to be a clue. So you'll know if you're in the past or in the present. Don't worry about it, don't sweat it. For those of you going to Spain and Spain, like territories, vosotros, vosotras, you need to add estéis. Estéis. So, vosotros, vosotras, with comprar, comprasteis. And last but not least, ellos, ellas, ustedes, the ending is aron. Aron. So with comprar, ellos, ellas, ustedes compraron. Muy bien. Let's go through them one more time. Okay? Let's go. Yo he. Tú haste. Él, ella, usted o. Nosotros, nosotras hamos. Vosotros, vosotras hastéis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes haron. Muy bien. Now let's go into the other categories. Verbs that end in er and er, right? So opposite in English. Verbs that end in er and ir. For yo, it's gonna be e, but e with an accent, okay? Okay, let's give an example. Let's do my favorite, comer, comer. Yes. So, yo comí. For tú, it's going to be iste. So, tú comiste. For él, ella, usted, it's going to be yo. Yo. So, él, ella, usted comió. For nosotros and nosotras, it's going to be imos. So, nosotros, nosotras comimos. For vosotros and vosotras, it's going to be estéis. Estéis. So, it's vosotras comisteis. Sí. And for ellos, ellas, ustedes, it's going to be yeron. So with comer, ellos, ellas, ustedes comieron. Bueno, otra vez. Let's do it one more time. For verbs that end in er, er, and ir, er, what are the verb endings in el pretérito? Yo, y. Tú, iste. Él, ella, usted, yo. Nosotros, nosotras, imos. Vosotros, vosotras, isteis. And ellos, ellas, ustedes, yeron. Muy bien. Perfecto. Ok, por favor, dame ejemplos abajo del pretérito usando verbos que se terminan en AR y verbos que se terminaron, no terminaron, que se terminan en ER o IR. Please give me examples using different verbs in the preterite that end in AR, ER, and IR below, so I can make sure you understood correctly. Bueno. And last but not least, I know this is a really long video, but I'm going to give you a few irregular preterite verb conjugations. Just a few, okay? Four of them. To be, to go, to give, and to see. Okay? So we're going to go through them really quickly just so that you can see how it works with some irregular verbs. Now, number one, to be and to go, yes, are two totally different verbs, but guess what? They're conjugated the same exact way. Wild, wild. So to be, ser, we're talking about ser here, not estar, ser, and to go, ir, are conjugated the same. What? So let's do it. It's yo fui. Repita. Yo fui. Tú fuiste. Repita. Tú fuiste. Él, ella, usted fue. Él, ella, usted fue. Nosotros, nosotras fuimos. Repita. Nosotros, nosotras fuimos. Vosotros, vosotras fuisteis. Repita. Vosotros, vosotras fuisteis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes fueron. Repita. Ellos, ellas, ustedes fueron. Muy bien. Okay, let's go. Dar. Repita. Dar. Yo di. Repita. Yo di. Tú diste. Repita. Tú diste. Él, ella, usted dio. Repita. Dio. Él, ella, usted dio. Nosotras, nosotras dimos. Repita. Nosotros, nosotras dimos. Vosotros, vosotras disteis. Repita. Vosotros, vosotras disteis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes dieron. Repita. Ellos, ellas, ustedes dieron. Muy bien. And last but not least, ver. Ver. To see. Yo vi. Repita. Yo vi. Tú viste. Repita. Tú viste. Él, ella, usted vio. Repita. Él, ella, usted vio. Nosotros, nosotras vimos. Nosotros, nosotras vimos. Vosotros, vosotras visteis. Vosotros, vosotras visteis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes vieron. Repita. ellos, ellas, ustedes vieron. Muy bien. ¡Bravo! ¡Fantástico! ¡Maravilloso! Terminamos por hoy. Great job, beautiful. We're done for today. Bueno. Please give me some examples below using el pretérito en español. Favor, por favor, dame ejemplos usando el pretérito abajo en los comentarios. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much, and I hope to catch you at our next lesson. But before we go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more lessons in Spanish. Like this video, leave me a comment below, and share this video with the world! Muchísimas gracias, todos. Adiós! Ciao.